Hi everyone. Today will be discussing about the written statement in the civil suit, in which it is contained in Order 8, Rule 1 of CPC, in which a written statement is a part of civil suit. It plays a very important role in the suit filed by a plaintiff against the defendant. A written statement is a reply filed by the defendant of the plaintiff's suits. It is called as a reply to the defendant. The particular definition of written statement is not defined in the law of civil code procedure, but the written statement underlying the meaning is that a written statement is a reply to a plaintiff's suit, which is filed by the defendant. A written statement is a primary defense of the defendant. It is called as the answer of the defendant. And who can file a written statement is that a written statement can be filed by defendant or in any case of his authorized power of attorney holder. And in the case of if the defendant is a minor, then after the prior permission of the court, the national guardian or a parent or of a minor can file a written statement on behalf of him. In case of an unsound mind party in the suit as a defendant, then after a prior permission of the court, a close friend or a relative of the defendant can file a written statement on behalf of him. In case of any authorized person can file on behalf of a company, society or a body. How to write a written statement? Written statement is an essential part of a defendant's side to make a particular legal defense alleged in the suit against him. It should be very carefully written and it must include all the legal terms and facts in writing form. So, draft of a written statement does not look like a formal denial or a formal reply of the suit. As per the provision, and moreover, the written statement should be presented to a court within 30 days, and it may extend to maximum of 19 days from the service of summons. In this case, Ashok K.R. Karna versus Steelman Industries, what happened was, while drafting a written statement there should be given a brief historical it was held that brief historical background should be given for easy understanding and the comprehension of all the issues, content, dispute involved in the company petition or the points raised in the written statement. Next one is, as I told, the written statement will have a three basic rules. That is, written statement should state a fact, not a law, and the facts stated should be in the material form. The facts stated should be in a concise form, not in a detailed form or something which is not concise form. Next one, as I discussed in the last videos, I told that I'll be discussing about new facts and denial detailing in written statements. As per Order 8, Rule 2, the defendant should explain in detail how a plaintiff's claim is not legally valid, and if a new fact is shown within the written statement, it should be shown detailing. As per Order 8, Rule 3, it is not enough for the defendant to denial of the plaintiff's suit based on the general grounds, but he must specifically mention in his written statement that why very allegation of the plaintiff should not be accepted or admitted by him. Hence, he must be specific denial of the plaintiff. As per Order 8, Rule 4, when a defendant denies a claim of the fact in the lawsuit, not to make an evasive denial, he must not to do so evasively but respond to the substance of the matter. Next is that as per Order 8, Rule 5, if the defendant makes a written statement and does not dispute the allegation in the application, then it is tactically considered that the fact which has not been constated is admissible. Next one, there are certain particulars in written statement also to be followed by the defendant. The first one is that So, the first particular is that the name of the court in which a suit is brought should be mentioned. That means the jurisdiction should be mentioned in which court the defendant or the plaintiff has filed the case. The name, description, place of residence of the plaintiff. This is very simple, no need of explanation, I think. the name, description, and place of residence of a defendant so as far as they can be ascertained. The facts denying of all the allegation made by the plaintiff in the plaint. Like I said, no detail about the denial and the facts in like in the last slide, and the fact shown that the court should have jurisdiction and not or any case of action arise or not, and a claim for a relief against the arguments made by the plaintiff in the plaint. So this all the particulars should be contained in the written statement which is made by the defendant. Next one is we'll see what is the special rules in which defendant defense is that the the defense can be rejected on a ground that under Rule 1 to 5 and 7 to 10 deal with the special points regarding the filing of a written statement, in which the defense cannot be rejected on a ground that legal effect of the facts was not stated. This is one special rule in which the defendant or the it should contain in the written statement, and a denial must be specific, which is made by the defendant. The denial should not be evasive, it should be detailedly explained. This is one special rule. Next one is that every allegation of the fact, if not defined specifically and stated to be not admitted, shall be taken as admitted. In case whatever the plaintiff has stated in his plaint, if the defendant did not specifically deny the facts which is stated by the plaintiff, then it is thought that the defendant has admitted all the facts which is stated by the plaintiff. Next one is several distinct grounds should be stated separately. If defendant want to make another facts which is not presented in a plaint, then he can make that states or the grounds in the separate sheet or thing for a distinct grounds. For any new ground arisen after the institution of the court is empowered to take a notice of it. So after this filing of the suit by the plaintiff or defendant, if any other suit is instituted in the court, then it should be come to the notice of the court. This in the case which is filed by the defendant or the plaintiff. If the defendant fails to present his written statement within the time permitted, which means within the 30 days or extended up to 90 days, the court will pronounce the judgment against the defendant. So these are the special rules which must be followed in a written statement. And in the next slide, we'll see the landmark cases. So before going to landmark cases, I'll say what kind of cases can be filed in a written statement, such that a written statement can be filed in all kinds of cases which are covered under CPC, like a civil suit, title suit, eviction suit, specific performance of the contract, injunction suit, recovery of money suit, mm, in MCAT cases, defamation suits, matrimonial disputes like restitution of conjugal rights, divorce petitions, maintenance cases, dissolution of partnership. And next one is whether written statement can be amended as per the requirement to Order 6 or Rule 17 of the CPC provides a trial of the suit as not commenced. The court can allow an amendment of written statement at any stage of proceedings. But in this way, defendant cannot allow being allowed to change complete the case made in the written statement and substitute entirely different and a new case. And also be noted that the amendment could be not permitted at a late stage which is filed by the defendant. So in landmark cases, the first case is Baldev Singh versus Manohar Singh. This was happened in 2006. In this case, what was held that the Supreme Court noted that subject to Order 6, Rule 17 of CPC, the petition should not be allowed to amend if the trial begins. That apart from that, the commencement of a trial as provided for in a Rule 6 of Rule 70 of CPC must be understood in a limited sense. The final hearing of the case, the examination of witness and filing of the documents and handling of arguments has been pointed out from now. The parties have it to file the documents. We do not find any reason to reject the request for the amendment of a written statement provided for in Order 6, Rule 17 of CPC, which confers extensive power and unfettered discretion on the court to allow the written statement to be amended at any stage of the proceedings. So, in this case, it was held that the court to allow the written statement to be amended at any stage of the proceedings. Next one is Modi Spinning and Waving Mills versus Ladaram. In this case, what was held that the Supreme Court held that the means of the amendment were intended by the defendants to introduce completely a different case, not the same case, but a different case. And if such amendments were allowed, the party would be adversely affected. The defendant cannot be allowed to completely change the case in a written statement and take a place of completely different and a new case. So it was held in this case that the defendant cannot completely change the facts of the case and file a new case, but then he has the rights to amend the case case in the same amend the amendments can be made in the same case but not the different case. In next case, that is Rajkumar Mohan Singh versus Rajkumar Pashupatinath Sharan Singh, what was held that uh, the case proceeding for 22 years as a defendant appealed to Supreme Court to amend a written statement making a new allegation. Held in this case, it was held that amendment at a late point could not be permitted. So, behind the time limit which is permitted by the court, if a defendant or a party want to file the suit or amend in the statement, it is not allowed. So, this was held in the Supreme Court. What is the time limit to file the? As I told, it is like 30 days, and it can be extended to 90 days. Okay, this is something which is done for. And thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, please do like, subscribe to my channel for more updated videos. Thank you.